In a year full of blockbuster releases and ambitious sequels, it turns out one of the most talked about hits on PC so far has been a small indie game about digging a single hole. So when a game about digging a hole was coming to Nintendo Switch, I had to get my hands on a review copy to see what all the fuss was about. What's it like? Put on your hard hat, grab your shovel, and prepare to get dirty as we review a game about digging a hole on Nintendo Switch. So, if the title didn't make it obvious enough, a game about digging a hole is about digging a hole. You play as someone who buys a house with the promise that buried treasure awaits in the backyard. And then you purchase a shovel that explodes when its battery runs out and start digging. There's actually a surprisingly clever narrative buried deep within the dirt, but I can't spoil that here. What I can tell you is that before it reached Nintendo Switch, a game about digging a hole became an absolute sensation on Steam. It sold more than 250,000 copies in its first week, and then climbed past 1 million sales within a few months, and it's garnered thousands of glowing user reviews. It's one of those rare indie hits that just caught fire through curiosity, humour, and a clever idea that resonates more than you might expect. Now, while the game is primarily about digging a hole, there are a few mechanics at its core gameplay loop to keep you looking under the surface. You'll have 4 key tools for your treasure hunting, which is your shovel, a bag, a battery, and a jetpack, all of which need upgrading as you dig. You'll actually start off selling small stones and coal for chump change while working to upgrade your gear, and eventually stumble upon hidden treasure, rare ores, and money bags that allow you to reach the best equipment and dig all the way down to the bedrock. If you don't manage your resources, like making sure you have enough battery power in the jetpack to get to the surface, your shovel will explode and you'll lose your ores, making it a costly mistake. Now, a game about digging a hole is almost a minimalistic experience. While the hole you dig may be deep, the gameplay loop can feel a little shallow, but in this case, it does work perfectly with the game's charm. Despite the slow start, I couldn't help but see what lay at the bottom of the backyard and uncover the secrets that waited there. In fact, I even went through a second playthrough after finding some keys for a chest in my garage, hoping that one of these items would lead to a secret ending. Instead, I accidentally triggered it while recklessly throwing dynamite down a hole in my backyard, as is only fitting for a game like this. On Nintendo Switch, a game about digging a hole's visuals are serviceable and suit the minimalist vibe of the game. Terrain deformation looks decent, with each swing of the shovel taking a chunk out of your backyard as you dig deeper. Lighting does a decent job of setting the tone, shifting as you descend into your hole and helping the backyard feel surprisingly alive despite the game's simple aesthetic. On both the original Switch and Switch 2, the game does run at a smooth frame rate, no matter how much of a mess you make in your backyard. There are the occasional pauses during loading and some noticeable level of detail pop-ins as the environment updates, which are significantly more noticeable on the original Switch hardware, but overall, the performance is solid and the game maintains its minimalist charm without too many technical distractions. For my excavators looking into accessibility, a game about digging a hole doesn't have any options to speak of. So as always, I recommend further research into finding out if a game about digging a hole suits your needs. At under $7 Australian, a game about digging a hole offers about an hour and a half of playtime for the main experience. Now, while I went through a second playthrough to explore achievements and the potential secret ending, many players may find it a one and done experience. Completionists, however, will discover a bit more to dig into, making the modest price feel fair for the charm and curiosity that the game delivers. A game about digging a hole is as strange as the title suggests, but that's what exactly makes it so memorable. The gameplay is simple yet surprisingly engaging, the minimalist visuals and sound design complement the quirky premise, and the subtle narrative buried deep beneath the dirt rewards curiosity. Whether you're a completionist or just want to see what all the fuss is about, a game about digging a hole proves that sometimes digging a hole is all you need for a fun time. So, what's it like? A game about digging a hole is like a minimalist Minecraft. I award it a 72 out of 100. In the interest of full disclosure, a review copy was provided by the publisher, but this doesn't influence my score. Thanks so much for watching my video. If you liked it, the best way you can support What's It Like is by liking, subscribing, and sharing it with your friends. For more reviews, click on the thumbnails to the right, and for everything Nintendo, check out whatsitlike.com.au.